In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create high quality mockup images for your website, because there's nothing worse than to go onto a website and have horrible product images. I see so much of it all the time. So I'm going to show you a website where you can do not only merchandise such as t-shirts and sweatshirts and all of that, but you can also do mockups for mugs, book covers, and a variety of different items that you can create mockups for, and for a variety of different niches, which is really, really great. So the description is down below. Let's jump into the computer and let me show you what this website is. So the website that we're going to use today for mockups is Placeit. Now, I've been using Placeit for a little bit and I really, really enjoy it. They have a free version and they have a paid version. And the nice thing about Placeit is that it's not just for merch. There's lots of things that you can use it for. So let me show you. This is Placeit, and you see how realistic these images look. You know, you can save so much with photo shoots and getting models and all of that stuff, because we know that when we're first starting out, right, our funds are limited. So this is a perfect resource for you to use to showcase your merchandise. And this is whether you have your own merch or if you're doing drop shipping, you can use these mockups to make your photos that much better. As I said before, you can use these for apparels, you can use for gaming, you can use to create social medias, you can use this to create logos and even book covers as well. So let me show you how to use Placeit. So for purposes of this demo, I'm going to create a logo t-shirt for my coffee shop. So I want to use a Bella 3001. So some of the items are specific, so which is really nice about Placeit. So let's head over to mockups. We're going to do apparel and t-shirts, and see the Bella 3001 is here. So that will be awesome, because there's nothing worse than to create a mockup for a product that looks nothing like what you sell, right? So keep that in mind. So we're going to do Bella 3001. So I'm going to select on that one, and it'll give me all of the options for that particular shirt. As well as you can narrow down and create, there's more filters here. So you can do gaming backgrounds. So let's click on some gaming backgrounds. All right, and these are all of the gaming mockups that are available. Martial arts, if you sell sporting goods. So here are some martial arts images that you can use, right? If you have a children's line, an adult line. So lots of different options here for you. So let's head back to the apparel. Let's go back to the t-shirts. And let's go back to the Canva 3001. This is where I'm going to come and look for a shirt that best represents my brand. The one thing that I want you to be aware of is when you're going through Placeit, there's going to be lots of images you're going to probably love. But I need you to focus on the images that have backgrounds that coordinate with your branding. Okay, so for example, for mine, I have green and cream and black and white. So it's very natural because my coffee is organic coffee. So when you're looking for images for your mockups, make sure that the background coordinates with that, right? So I'm going to be looking for images that have greenery, maybe some mountains in the background, maybe some flowers, maybe people picking coffee beans if I happen to find something like that. And the colors are neutral colors. Okay, so I'm not going to go look for images that have purple background or the background is a city landscape or anything like that, right? Do you get what I mean? Your images have to coordinate. They have to go with your branding. Okay, all right, enough of that. I like that first image, so I'm going to go with this image here. Okay, so here is the image that I want to customize with my own t-shirt. And as you can see from here, it also gives you some suggestions. So here are other images that coordinate with this one. So that is perfect. So if I want to do another image, this one will be perfect to see how the backgrounds coordinate. And if you come down here, here are more images. I can do the mug here. I can do this t-shirt here. Do you see that? How beautiful that would be? It looks like it was a realistic photo shoot that I had with a model. And then here are additional mockups as well. One thing to note is these images here that have the plain background. So if you don't find an image that you like, you can grab an image that has a solid color background, because you can change that color background to however you like. You can also do is just remove the background and put another background that you find somewhere else. So if you don't find a mock-up here, which I highly doubt you won't find one, but if you don't find one, those are some options for you, okay? So here's the image that I want to use. Come right up here where it says design. Since we're doing this for the very first time, I'm gonna upload from my device. Okay. All right, and then here's my logo here. And what's really nice is you have a preview window here. So you can make the adjustment and you can see it right away what it looks like in the preview. So this is really nice. This wasn't here before. I've been using Placeit for a little bit, and this is one of the newer features. So this is awesome because you had to go back and forth before. So you can move it up and down where you want to place it on your shirt. And then you can also reduce the size of it as well from here. And as you see, as it updates, you can see it on the preview right there. So I think that looks good right there. I like the way it looks on the preview. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on crop, and it's going to add it to my shirt. And there we go, look how great that looks. Then the next step you can do is change the color of the shirt. So this is gonna be white, but you can create as many mock-ups as you'd like. So let's say I want that shirt to be yellow. We can make the shirt yellow. So you can make the shirt whatever color you want to make the shirts. Isn't this awesome? So I'm going to leave it on the white. If you're using Printify or any other print on demand, what I would suggest for you to do is to grab the hex color of that shirt and then come in here and add that hex color right here so that you have a perfect match to the colors of the shirts that you actually sell. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and leave that white. But here, as you can see here, you can customize designs. So you can actually create your own designs right here and place it. You can create it in Canva. You can create it in Photoshop. However you create your designs, you can create them there and import them here. Or you can actually create it from a t-shirt from scratch from here with all of the text and the graphics that are available here. Okay. I really like the way that that looks. I think that that is going to be a keeper. Now, before we move on, I also just want to ensure that I just reinforce that the quality of the upload that you bring into Placeit is good quality, okay? Because as you can see, this image is high quality image, and it won't do it any justice if your design that you upload from wherever you create it, you upload it and the quality is bad, okay? So no matter how good this mock-up image is, if the quality of your design isn't good, the mock-up is not going to be good, okay? And we need high quality everything in order to sell your product, right? Okay, so now that I've bashed that in, all right, so let's go ahead and we're ready to download. So we're going to go ahead and click on download here. Beautiful. And so you get this little message here when everything is ready to go. But before you click on that, I want you to click on the resizing tool. While we're in Placeit, let's go ahead and crop the image so that we can retain the high quality image that it is. So if you're using the Dawn theme, the product images in the Dawn theme or any of the free Shopify themes, the product images are square. So a good size to make these products is 2048 by 2048 pixel. And that will give you a good high quality image because we're downloading it directly from Placeit. And if you have the zoom feature on your website, it allows for your customers to zoom in on the image and see the quality of the shirt and zoom out. If you create a small image like a 600 by 600 or 1000 by 1000, the zoom feature is not going to work. And even though you can crop images in Shopify within the product page, you don't want to do that. Most of the time it loses a little bit of quality. So just go ahead and crop it here where we have the original image. So 2000 by 28 by 2000 by 28 pixel. And what you'll do here is that, see all this area here, you have to fill this in with the image, okay? So you're gonna use this toggle right here to fill in all of that spacing. And then you make the adjustment, and then you can come in here and adjust the image so that it fills all of that area there. All right, so that's a great product image right there. And the reason you want to fill it in, because actually if you don't fill it in, if you download this image just like this, you're going to see all of this is going to be part of the image. Okay, it's not going to be transparent. You're actually going to see this in the image, and you don't want that. So let's go ahead and just fill this in right. Okay. All right. And now, so we're going to go ahead and download this image here. So this is going to be our first image, and that's ready to download. Okay, now the next image would be, if you click on presets and custom, you have all of the different image sizes that Placeit will create for you, and they do this for free. Okay, so come down through here, and what other places will you be using this image for? All right, and it's best to just do all of this at one time. It's just more efficient, and you don't have to come back and forth. Oh, I need this image in this size, and I need this image in that size, right? And it causes a lot of back and forth, and we don't want to do that. We want to be as efficient as possible. So we know that we need one for the website. We know we want for social media. It's already a vertical, so we don't need anything else, or other than possibly maybe if you want to already create it the size you need it for an Instagram post, and you can go ahead and click on Instagram post. And then again, just fill in the image for that. What I would suggest, if you're creating lots of mockups, to try to do it on the same day, so that you batch create them. But completely up to you how you want to do this. So if you lose a little download, you can just click on right here and then just click on download, or you can do view all, but we're going to go ahead and click download for this one, download for this one, and it's going to put it into your download folder. What you'll do is then at that time, then you rename the images while they're in the download folder, or bring them all to whatever folder, try to keep organized, keep them wherever you want to download them into that folder, and then rename them. Not only are you naming them for you so that you can find them, but you're also naming them for SEO purposes, right? So images like this, free image resizer cropper, Google's not going to know when they're crawling your website what that image is or what that image is about. Okay, so make sure that you name all of your images for SEO purposes. So for this one, I would name it Brew Therapy logo white. And the same thing for this one. And you could just name it original. You can put this one product image, however you want to organize it, but make it as close to the name of the product or what the product is as possible. And then what you would do next after you've downloaded all of your images is now to compress them. And this is why I say batch, so that you can do everything at the same time. So as you can see here, we made the image 2048 by 2048 pixel. That is just the size of the image. Now the size of the file is a different thing, okay? So if you click right over here and you click on the properties of the image, you'll see the image size is 6 megabytes. That is pretty big. You want to, in general, stay under 1 megabyte, okay? As you can see from that one, and this one's gonna be even bigger because this is the original image, right? So that's 11, right? So you do not wanna upload images of that size onto your website because it's going to slow it down. Again, that's also part of SEO, right? The slower your website loads, the less Google likes that. So a tip for you would be, if you batch all of this, then I would use an image such as tiny PNG to compress the image file. Okay, so if you batch all of this, name it, then you can come to tiny JPEG, tiny PNG. Any of those are all free and all good. We can also use image resizer. They all work the same. You just grab your images and you just drop them right in there, and it will tell you what the new image file size is. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so once it's done, it tells you what the size difference is. So the original was 11 megabytes and it brought it down to 2. It's still pretty big, but it's much better than 11. It compressed it by 80%. And as you can see the difference here, it's not a huge difference, but again, you can try any other image resizer, or you can also use an app in Shopify that will help also to optimize your images. Although I prefer for you to do it before you upload the images to Shopify, because depending on how many apps you have on your website, they'll start to bog down your site speed, which hurts your SEO. Okay, so try to do this before you upload your images onto your Shopify store. So once you've done all of your images, download all of your images here. Then they are ready to upload to your Shopify website. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new. I hope that you did. Give me a thumbs up. Until next time, my friends, adios.